All right. Hello, beautiful beings. How are you doing today? It is so good to be here with you, and I'm starting a few minutes early, but that's okay. If you're here, let me know. If you're just tuning in, let me know. I see I have a bunch of questions to start, and we will begin with those after we do our weekly update and get a sense of what's going on energetically for us all and collectively this week. So for those of you, hi, how are you doing, sweetheart? It's good to see you. Um, so for those of you that don't already know, I'm coming to you live from Nashville, Tennessee, and I'm here every Tuesday at 2. I actually will not be here on September 3rd because I'm going to a week-long magician training. It's actually a medical Qigong training. But other than that, I'm here and I'm looking forward to answering any and all questions you might have. But first, let's just see what the current field is and the current energy is for this week. What is it that's wanting to come through? Hey, Mina, good to see you. I'm doing really, really good, and I'm looking forward to sharing with you today. So I'm just going to take a moment and I think we're going to start with the crystal alchemy cards today and just see what our message is and what the power is for this week. What is it that we need to know on the greater scale of the collective? And what is it that's being called forth for us to move into and open into? So let's see. Oh, so beautiful. So this card is called the Passion of the Lion Heart. It's goddess Sekhmet and the energy of fire agate. And so the first thing I'm going to ask you, hey Soulful, it's great to see you. The first thing I'm going to ask you all to do is just take a moment and feel into the resonance of this card. Feel into the power and let it speak to you through its picture, through its heart energy and the fullness of its energy. Sekhmet is actually one of my personal guides. Super, super powerful. She is an ancient Egyptian goddess who has the head of a lion, and she's a strong and a fierce warrior, and also here to help us through transformation, right? In times. So this card isn't totally about transformation, but it's really about opening to the courage of our heart and following the passion of the heart and the passion of our energy as it calls us forward. So there is something about the radiance of being this week. We're being asked to really listen and to step into the fire of our heart and to allow it to guide us, to notice where the mind is getting in the way, and to notice where we might be holding on to ideas of what we need to do or who we need to be instead of really trusting in that unique resonance. Call in Sekhmet for help if you're needing support, if you're feeling challenged, because she will bring that fire and she will bring that space. Yeah, I'm a little bit early, Sakshi. Sometimes it's like, let's start early so I can finish it on time. But it's beautiful, beautiful to be here with you. And I'm so glad you ladies are all here. This is so exciting. And so let's see. Hi, Toshika. It's wonderful to have you here. I'm just doing sort of the weekly reading and collective. And for those of you just joining in, it is Passion of the Lion Heart and the energy of Goddess Sekhmet. And so it's really about being in the courage of our heart and our radiance, both owning it and recognizing it, and also not limiting our potential from the ideas of the mind. I am going to also pull a few cards here um, from the traditional Rider-Waite deck and just see, like, is there anything else we need to know as a collective? What else might we need to know this space and this time? What will most serve us? Anything that can bring us guidance? Okay. Okay. So interesting. So I'm gonna just leave it with the three. Um, so there is some messages coming. I think this has to go with the power and the energy of the lion heart. It's the Page of Wands. And in the Page of Wands, it's like creative inspiration, creative messages, creative flow and shifts moving and opening for us all. And at the same time, we have the Ace of Wands, which is in reverse, which is saying that like it's not quite time to begin. It's like open into the energies, give yourself the permission. Oh, thank you so much, Toshika. I really appreciate that. Um, I'm in pure energy when I do this. That's why I love doing this so much. It's like really an opportunity to connect with spirit. And so this invitation or this creative spurt of energy coming in, it's not necessarily time to act on it. We're in a time of envisioning. So don't worry if things feel a little bit stagnant, if things feel a little bit held, if there's not a lot of movement. Again, trusting in the energy and the passion and the radiance of your heart. And then the Page of Cups means that like it's not like there's gonna be tons more messages, right? Like, and I don't see this about romance. This is more about the collective. It's like trust in the first message you get, trust that spark, nourish it in your dreams and your creativity, in your mind, in your heart, but don't worry if it doesn't move ahead yet. And don't be constantly waiting for more messages or like, oh, what next? What next? Find that one seed, find that one space, and then move with it. Hello, Kriti. It's good to see you. So a time of inspiration, a time of opening into the radiance of the heart, but not a time for lots of action. The action is going to come more from inspiration than from like movement of like actual physical reality. So feels like a good week. It feels perfect for the end of August, right? For most of us, in the Northern Hemisphere, at least, we are in the like the end of summer. Well, not quite end yet, but it's hot. It's not time for lots of action. So I'm really glad to be here with you all. So it looks like everyone's here that's asked questions. Feel free to put a question down if you've got one and you're just joining in. Let me know where you're from and your name. But we'll start here. And Sakshi, you were first to say hi, but Mina actually asked her question first. So I'm going to go with Mina first, and then Soulful, and then you, Sakshi, and then you, Kritika. So Mina, I am well. I hope you're well too. And yeah, I hope you're doing good. And yeah, let's see. Let's see what wants to happen with Farhad. What are his intentions? Where is he at? What is it that he most is feeling towards you? And then I'm going to ask another question for you, Mina, too. So first we're going to go to this one. And so, Mina, it's similar to sort of where it's been in that it's the magician in reverse. And so there's a lot of energy, right? There's a lot of desire, a lot of flow, a lot of connection, a lot of that energy that's there, but there's not lots of movement, right? It's being bound back or held back by certain things right now. There's stuff that he's processing, that he's moving through. He's probably in a little bit of a darker place or a place that's hard and heavy and stuck. And so he's moving through his own process and his own stuff. It doesn't mean that the energy and the desire and the love isn't there. It just means, again, there's bigger things at work and there's not lots of movement or action on it. Now, I do want to ask another question for you, Mina. And this question is, what do you most need to know right now? Not even about Farhad, but what does Mina most need to know to come into a space of peace and empowerment? And if you're just joining in, it's lovely to have you with us. I'm coming to you live from Nashville. Feel free to put your name and where you're from, and we'll answer some questions. Hi, Dipika. Beautiful. And Toshika, I just saw your question. Beautiful. Okay. Mina. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna pull that one. Okay, we'll go with these two. So we've got the High Priestess in reverse. So, and then I pulled the King of Cups in reverse. And so the message for you, this is not bad, Mina. This is just a reminder to come into your power. So you are an intuitive and strong and powerful being. High Priestess is like the moon goddess, right? She's connecting with the higher energies, very intuitive, very connective. And it's topsy-turvy a little bit because there is this unclarity with this King of Cups, with the love interest in your mind. And so one of the invitations for you when I see these cards is what can you do to empower yourself to come back into center and to be as centered as possible so that you can fully harness this power of the moon and the power of your intuition, knowing that just because Farhad and the energy there is sort of topsy-turvy and unclear, that on some level is sort of keeping you in an in-between space, right? And there's something there that wants to move for you so that you can open up into the full space of empowerment in yourself. So my question for you, and you don't have to answer it, it's more for you to be with, like a reflective question, is what can you do to find that exhale so that you're able to feel your own radiance, to feel that own, I think I turned the card over, to feel the own energy of your lion heart, not in relationship to someone else, but in relationship to yourself and to the world, because there's so much that you're holding and harnessing that's wanting to be birthed for you, especially on this intuitive and energetic level. So very powerful and very beautiful. And so that's the question I think to be with. Okay, and Soulful, you're next. And Soulful, I'm sorry, I don't remember your name, but it's lovely to have you here with us. And your question is, how is Mehdi, see, Saida, that's it, Saida. How is Mehdi feeling towards me currently? So again, we'll work with this more traditional deck here. And let's see what wants to come through. And all of you coming to me live from India and Pakistan, oh my gosh, it's so late there. I'm just honored and in awe that you guys can stay up so late. Hey, and I trust these messages will find you in the perfect time. Okay, so for Saida, what are Mehdi's feelings for her currently? Beautiful. Let's see. Okay. Okay, and I'm going to just pull for some clarity. So Mehdi feels like he's a little bit repressed right now. There's some energy. He's having judgment of himself. I'll pull up the cards in a second. And so right now on your end, I would suggest that you're feeling some confusion. Yes, you're feeling some confusion. Okay, perfect. I saw this card. It's weird because I pulled a couple extra cards because I saw a card and it didn't come up, but then I asked for clarity and more cards came up. So we have Judgment and the Sun. So first of all, there's bigger things going on. When we have these major arcana cards, there's bigger things, bigger energies coming on, both in reverse, right? Hi, Paramveer. Guidance, great. We have you. You're after Dipika. So 3-4 people before you still. And it's lovely to have you with us. Please follow and like my page if you haven't already. So we have the Judgment in reverse and the Sun in reverse. So what I'm getting for you is there's a sense of uncertainty, perhaps, a sense of loss of hope, feeling a little bit stuck. And he's moving through something where he's in confusion. He has some judgment towards himself, or he has unfinished business that he needs to move through. And so right now, the way he's showing up is Knight of Cups. He's holding himself back a little bit. There isn't clarity in his actions. There's a lot of confusion for you on some levels. And so it's like, okay, like he's showing up one way, but like he's also like not being very clear. And so I would suggest that for you, there's been lots of hope. My bigger picture, and the bigger picture, and this is the card I actually saw come up when I was drawing these, was the world. And so trust that this is part of the process. Again, don't hold on. This might take time, right? I would say almost like let it go on some level. Don't give your energy away or put it into him too much. But when things get figured out and when there's space, there will be a lot of clarity and hopes and dreams will come true. The world is like a culmination. It's a space of like pure goodness, completion, all is good. Now, this completion could mean that maybe it's not necessarily going to be Medi that there's completion with. It also means that he can move through his path and his space and come to you in a space of clarity, but it's going to take time. For you, it's about letting go of the process right now, giving it that space, and trusting in the bigger karma and bigger cycle of it. Beautiful. Hi, Mega. If you could let us know where you're from, and then very happy to share with you. We've got about 5 or 6 in front of you, but lots of time. I'm moving into the next one. Oh, it's my pleasure, Solal or Saida. It's so beautiful to share with you. So, Sakshi, it's so good to see you. Okay, and we're looking at the current energies of Jamshir for you. Okay, so I'm going to just take a moment. Okay, beautiful. Beautiful, another beautiful Indian being coming. I love how you guys come. I love India for those of you that are new and joining, and I have spent a lot of time there. My first time there, I spent over a year there. So it's a special place to me. Okay, so Sakshi, this is for you. And Sakshi, I don't remember what your name means, but I was actually at the Isha Ashram. It's by my house, and I was there this weekend. And my friend Aparna was reading to me the story of Shiva. Hi, Julia. It's beautiful to have you here. Oh, from Morocco. Exciting. Yeah, and means witness. Yeah, and your name was part of the story of Shiva and Parvati. So it was so beautiful to feel that and see that. Okay. And so, Julia, we've got about 5 or 6 in front of you, but we will be answering your question. Feel free to like my page and follow me if you like. I'd love to have you be a subscriber. Okay. Okay, and this is for Sakshi, and this is Jamshir's current feelings and energy. Okay. Okay. So again, this is sort of similar to what's come up before. So he's feeling like a little bit disheartened. He's got a lot of confusion, not about you, but about things in his life, right? He's feeling a little bit disconnected. Toshika, I think Kritika's in front of you, and then Toshika, you're next. And so there's confusion there, but things are moving, things are shifting. Trust in the bigger karma and the bigger energy of this, right? And giving it this space to like be in like the karma of the spinning wheel. And so there's bigger things happening. And part of what's happening and will happen, it's not quite there yet, is but a lot of the pain and a lot of the energy is going to start to fall away. I'm seeing this more for Jamshir and a little bit for you. There is going to be a freedom from bondage and more clarity on the next steps as we have these, as we have the 8 of Swords in reverse. But there still is the emperor there, right? There's still the duty and there's still the energy of that. And yet I think there's going to be some clarity and some things falling away. So it's similar in that I think there's going to be a little bit more movement, a little bit more energy and flow and clarity. And yet there's still many pieces to move and to come through. Okay. No, Paramveer, you're like, I think 4 more ahead of you, maybe 4. I think you're after Toshika. Okay. So I hope that makes sense. So more of the same, Sakshi, but I think more clarity and more space and more, I don't want to say the word hope, but more just movement. And for those of you just joining, feel free to share. Actually, Paramveer, you're after Dipika. So the order now is we're going through Critika, and then we're going Toshika, and then we're going Dipika, and then Paramveer, Mega, and Ronda from Morocco. Okay, so let's go up to Critika. And I'm good, Critika. How are you? I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. So who should I choose as my life partner out of OG and AK? And which one is better for your soul's happiness and growth? So I'm just going to take a moment here and pause. Okay. I'm going to clear the cards. And it's lovely to have you with us. If you're just joining, I'm here every Tuesday at 2. I do try and put a couple of readings or little things out throughout the week. I think the next short I'm going to share is going to be a mudra that brings in sort of feeling of creativity and enlightenment. Okay, so I'm going to pull a couple cards for OG. And I'm going to pull a couple cards for AK. Okay, it's pretty clear according to the cards. I'm AK all the way. So we've got with OG, he might be a little bit more exciting sometimes, right? Like he gets your mind going a little bit. There might be a little bit more confusion, a little bit more energy there. There feels like there's a connection with spirit there. We have the Queen of Swords. But there's also a constriction there. There's a tightening that's happening. He might be tight within himself, or you might be tight, like when you're around him. Also, he might hold back energetically and even hold back from like treating you like a goddess. So the path there is not very clear and not very open. It's a path of confusion. Whereas AK, we've got the 10 of Pentacles, happy family night life. He wants to take care of you or would take care of you, connection, financial prosperity, flow, yeah, justice. So balance, allowing you to be who you are, to feel in your power and to feel in that space. More like of a powerful karma, but in balancing things out. And a victory and fullness, fire and passion and excitement. So my sense is very much AK from those cards, very, very much, even if OG excites you a little bit more sometimes. Okay, so I hope that makes sense and so beautiful, so beautiful. So our next reading today is Toshika. So career guidance for you. How's it going to be and what actions should you take now? So again, I'm just going to pause for a few moments. And I'm going to work with an Ascended Masters deck first and then pull a couple of the other cards for you. And again, thank you everyone for joining in. If you're new and want a reading or have a question, feel free to leave your name, where you're from. And I think we've got 3 or 4 ahead of you right now. So career guidance for Toshika. Where should you act? What actions should you take? Any energy around that? So number 1, freedom. This is Goddess Hina from Hawaii. And the energy is follow your heart. Do what makes you feel free and know that the pathway is going to be effortless. Now, effortless doesn't mean that you won't put work into it, but it means like that you don't need to stress over it or move from anxiety or fear. So find the space that feels good and in alignment to you and move forward from that. And I'm going to look at steps, okay? I think there could be an effortless ease. There's something about you connecting with the energy of Shakti or the divine feminine as well, asking for support from them, from her in all her forms. Any other guidance for Toshika on career path? Yeah. Okay. So I think we'll stop there because we have a major arcana. So number one, I see effortless ease. Don't fight and don't try to get to a space where you're stressed and like holding things off. There's a real invitation here for you to soften and rest. There's a real invitation for you to like let life happen. Now, that doesn't mean, again, that you don't work. It doesn't mean that you don't put things forward, but it's not about pushing yourself past where you need to go. It's not about climbing the hill. You're here to work in a little bit different way. I'm going to pull the major arcana next, and then I'll go to the middle one. The Hierophant is like a direct connection and a direct line with spirit. So sometimes this can mean like social norms and going with social norms. With that freedom card and the Seven of Wands in reverse, it's more about allowing yourself to do things a little bit differently and to move things in a little bit different way. The only thing that comes in is we have this Five of Swords, and notice if you, it's a warning, and the warning is don't put yourself first at another's expense. So if an opportunity comes for you, it's about being in connection for it and trusting in spirit. But I think that's where it comes, like, don't push ahead to get ahead if it's not right for you because you think you need it, because you might actually get yourself in a position where you're like taking something that isn't yours, right? Or that it's like not in alignment for you. What is in alignment for you is all going to come through a place of trust. And as long as you're a place moving from your heart or moving from a place of peace and not from like anxiety or stress, it's just going to open up for you. And so the warning is like, look at where you're moving from it and don't jump and grab something that's not meant for you because it makes you feel safer, if that makes sense. So yeah, so it feels good and it feels easy. It feels like just keep moving ahead and see what flows for you, okay? And it will become clear. And it's about spirit. So it might be like something very technical, right? But it's about something you're connected to on a spirit level. So very, very powerful. Okay. And so now we're with Dipika, and this is about Abish. What does Abish feel for you right now? And then we have Paramveer, and then we have Julia or Ronda from Morocco. And if there's anywhere else that's here and feels like a reading, let me know. Just put your name. We have 3 people in front of you. And I'm just going to start by just pausing for a moment and working with Dipika and the energy of Abish. Okay, and I think I'm going to use these cards again. Feel free to like and follow my page. Oh, and Kriti, you're in here too. Sorry, so Kriti, you're after Ronda. Beautiful. Okay, beautiful. Elena, it's good to see you. I'm good. How are you doing? We do have room for questions still, so feel free to leave one if you like. Okay. And again, if you're just joining, feel free to follow. So this is for Dipika. And we've got the energy of Abish. What does Abish feel for Dipika? Beautiful. Ooh. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna again go through these. I pulled quite a few, but I find them interesting. They all sort of mean the same thing. So we have 2 major arcana cards, Dipshika, and we have the energy of the Hermit in reverse at the beginning and the Wheel of Fortune at the end. And then in between is a lot of stagnation. So I feel like there's going to be some movement and some clarity from Abish and energy moving down. Beautiful. Okay, Mega, great. Yes, Pina, you may ask a question. It's good to see you here. We've got about 5 people in front of you right now. Let me know where you're from. Feel free to follow my page. Beautiful. And so there's going to be some movement. There's going to be a little bit more clarity for you, Dipshika. And at the same time, a lot of this clarity is very unclear because we have the King of Swords in reverse. So he's like totally in his head, going back and forth, not knowing what is energy and where things want to flow. His action is sort of like coming down off the space. So I'm gonna actually, yeah, his actions coming off down off the space, like of where he's been holding back, maybe even sharing with you and being like, I don't know what's going on. I need a break, or I need to take some space because I'm scared, right? Or I'm being held back in some way. This is the Eight of Wands in reverse. So it's like energy being held back. We have the Nine of Cups in reverse, which is like a feeling of like non-fullness and feeling of like sort of feeling sticky and stuck and like, oh my gosh, my dreams aren't necessarily coming true. Knight of Pentacles in reverse, so feeling a little stubborn. I wouldn't read too much into each one of these cards. It's just the general feeling of him coming up the mountain, being like, I need a little bit of space. I'm going to give you some clarity, but I'm still really, really, really confused. And then with that, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So again, this is very similar to what came up for someone else today, maybe for Saida, I'm not sure. But this sense of like, let go to the universe. Try not to waste your time on him right now or his decision or how he's feeling. What is it that you need? And what is it that's flowing through you? There's some bigger pattern here, and there's lessons and life things that you're learning. Fortune is on your side. Energy is going to flow for you. Things are coming into a really good space. Career, school, work, whatever it may be, romance even. But first, there's this energy of like being with the confusion and being with the unknown, and then trusting in the greater process and knowing that you will come on top, whether it is with the beast or not. But he's like, yeah, he's in a pretty sticky space right now within himself. So I hope that makes sense. And yeah, that's the answer. Okay, so beautiful. So next reading is for Paramveer, we just want guidance. Okay, general guidance. And so Paramveer, I'm assuming you're from India. It's lovely to have you with us. And for those of you just joining, I'm Azrael. I'm coming to you live from Nashville, Tennessee. I'm here every Tuesday, and yeah, feel free to leave a question and where you're from. So, general guidance for Paramveer. Okay, I'm going to start with these these Rider-Waite deck, more traditional deck. Okay, pretty powerful. Okay. Okay, we'll leave it with that. So I've pulled quite a few cards for you. The first reading is the Five of Cups in reverse. And so you've been in a place maybe where it hasn't been clear, like life is sort of, yeah, I'm from the US. I live in Nashville, Julia. Where are you from? I think you might have told me you're from Morocco, maybe. I can't remember. Anyways, so you've been in a place of like not feeling clear, right? Well, things are going to change for you. There's going to be a space when instead of like sort of crying over, and I'm not saying you've actually been crying, but feeling sad or lost, there's going to be more space and more energy and more flow for you moving forward. Um, but it's not happening right away. It's like there's going to be a little bit of sticky space and sticky energy first. It's like you can almost feel like, oh my God, things are wanting to change, but like, I don't know how and I don't know when. And yet I feel more at peace. I feel a little bit more ease. So definitely next couple weeks, more peace, more ease. The thing that comes to me for you is even opening to a gratitude practice or a devotional practice, a bhakti practice of some sort, where you can come into a little bit space of like just greater connection with your heart and a nourishment overall, because judgment is coming soon. And this is sort of like, oh my gosh, things are finally opening up. And I would say this would probably be in the next 6 weeks is what I'm getting, is that there's a sense of like being washed away. It's more like, and it's not that you're necessarily going to have like an awakening experience or anything, but it's like, here I am and life is good. Energy is good. And things are really opening up and moving for you. And so there's going to be a shift coming, something coming where there's going to be like a new opportunity, like renewed vigor, vitality. And at the same time, that's going to make you be like, oh my God, now what do I do? Because it's really shifting things in a much bigger way for you. So there's also going to be a sense of imbalance. This could be energy moving through your body, right? A movement. It could be a shift in where you're living. It could be a shift in your job. It could even be a shift, like what I'm sensing is maybe even like a new relationship or a renewed relationship, something coming up in relationship that's coming online. It's Page of Swords, right? It's going to sort of cut through the energy and sort of be like, here, we're waking you up. And from that comes the devil. Now, the devil is not bad. It means a lot of passion, a lot of excitement, a lot of flow. And this is where I sort of see the idea of perhaps a new relationship or a renewed relationship or something calling you into something big, right? And then the only sort of warning or challenge with this is notice if you're losing yourself in it. Notice if you're getting sort of stuck or locked in. It's okay if you do a little bit, right? Especially if it's something new and exciting, but you also really want to hold that power of yourself because this period that you've been going through has been quite, it's been a growing period, right? You've like lost something, you've let go of something, you've been like moving through a cleansing, and that's like over. It's shifting within the next 6 weeks or so. And then from there will be more opportunity and new beginnings. And your job or your invitation is to hold steady within yourself and find that heart and be with that heart. So there you go. Thanks for joining in. So our next message is for, let me see, I think it is Mega, and it's general guidance on her love life. She's from India. She's currently single and has a crush, and you don't know him. Okay. Wonderful, Shazzy. Hey, Shazzy. I'm sorry we missed you the other day. You're definitely in line, and you'll definitely get read today. Just stick around. We've probably got about 3 or 4 people in front of you and reading pretty quickly today. So very quickly, but present in the present moment. Yes, my pleasure, Paramveer. So Mega, general guidance for her on her love life, currently single and has a crush, doesn't know her. Okay, so the first card I'm going to pick is going to be from the Ascended Masters deck. Vishnu, the energy of trust, giving over to the bigger picture and feeling what's in your heart. Ooh, I like your question, Shazzy. And so giving yourself this permission to know that there is a potential for connection there and energy there. This card to me and the energy of Vishnu in general is like that of that sustaining energy, that grounded energy. And so allow yourself to be with the crush and allow yourself to be with that and know that there's energy there to support it and be at work. Okay, so I'm going to pull you a couple more cards. So any guidance around this crush or energy on the love life for Mega? Okay. Beautiful. Okay. Oh. Okay, I think I'm just going to stick with the first one and then ask for general guidance because the first one is so powerful. But first, I'm going to hold it up. We have the 9 of Cups, which means your wish will come true. So there is a potential of this this crush being returned. It's following the heart, listening to the heart. I want to ask if you should reach out and let him know. Or will he notice you? Mm. Okay, you need to potentially reach out. Yeah, the last 2 cards don't make sense. Page of Wands is what comes. It's a messenger. But then we have the Three of Pentacles in reverse, which means people seeing you and noticing your work. And so my sense is when I ask that question, do you need to reach out or will he reach out to you? Is like, it's like, is there a way for you to say hi to him? Or is there a way for you to connect with him in some way? It's not about declaring your love for him right away, but it's just letting him know you and see his presence. Move from, or see your presence, move from the heart, move from a space of like grounded awareness, trust in the process, and know that there is a good chance that he will see you and then there will be interest there. The other cards that came after, one of them was Temperance, which was balance. Another one, I don't even remember what it was. Oh, was the Eight of Cups in reverse. So Eight of Cups in reverse is sort of like not being in fantasy too much and things grounding in. So when you make more connection, it's going to make it more real. And then there's going to be a potential for something there. So yes, please reach out to him or let yourself be known. So I hope that helps. Okay, I'm just going to go through and let everyone know where we're at. So we're next going to be doing a general reading for Ronda. And then we're going to be opening into a general reading for Kriti. And then for Elena, a question about Michelle. Pina, if you're still here, let me know and put your question because you'd be next. And then we're with Shazzy, and then Tosh, you're after Shazzy. So we've got about 5 more left. And feel free to like my page. Feel free to subscribe. I'm here every Tuesday at 2. And so let's start for Ronda. Ronda in Morocco. Hi, Sean. It's good to see you. There's still space today if you'd like a reading. We're probably got about 6 people right now. And feel free to ask a question if you like. Okay. And so a general reading for Ronda. What does Ronda from Morocco need to know right now? Okay, I'm going to pull, 4 cards. I'll see if there's another major arcana. I'll pull this one too, because I think it's good. So just so you know, you're coming into a place of peace. You might be like, how? Like things have been sort of intense and things are a little bit topsy-turvy, but good things are coming your way. Temperance is the first card. It's the foundation. It's saying there's going to be balance between emotion, body, spirit, a deeper connection with the earth, and a deeper place to come into like a little bit of the exhale, right? You've probably been a little bit topsy-turvy. Hi, Adeline. It's good to see you. Okay. And coming into the space where there is going to be more peace. Things have been topsy-turvy. We have the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. So there might be uncertainty about work. There might be uncertainty about love, about family, a holding energy, things that are very hard. And I'm feeling really stuck in that space, right? But we've got the 2 of Wands, swords in reverse, and the 2 of Pentacles in reverse. All of this is going to change. There's going to be clarity. There's going to be space. Everything's going to come off. Like your steps forward are going to be clear. And you're going to stop feeling like you have to balance everything. So does that mean everything's all of a sudden going to be like, okay, and you're going to get everything you need? Not. But it does mean that there's going to be a grounded energy and flow and clarity on how to move forward and more balance in the nervous system. And the card in between these 2 cards was the Sun. So hope, flow, beauty, grace, even the ability to play and to lighten up. So trust that you're moving through the hard times and there's going to be more space and more peace. And all right. Okay, we've got Ignite Soul as well. Hello. We probably got about 6 people in front of you, 7 people. Yeah, very clear, Julia. Things are going to move for you in a positive way. Give it space and give it time. And thanks for showing up today. It's so beautiful to have you here with us. And for those of you just joining in, I'm coming to you live from Nashville in the United States. And I'm here every Tuesday at 2. Feel free to follow my page, subscribe. Love to have you here. Great. And Pina, wonderful. If you want to leave your question, I think you are 2 more away from yours, okay? So this is a general reading for Kriti. What does Kriti most need to know right now? Okay. And who was after you, Kriti? I just want to see. So Kriti and Elena, just let me know that you're still here, Elena, and you'll be next, and then Pina. Okay. So what does Kriti most need to know right now? Hmm. Hey. So Kriti, you're okay. Again, I seem to be pulling lots of cards today. I'm reading through them quite quickly. But lots of cards and lots of energy. So Kriti, it looks to me that you're in a space or an area or an energy where you're a little bit like confused, right? And it might be in relationship to a certain man in your life or the energy of a man in your life. Something's pulling you off center. Know that that might continue for a little bit. There's that energy where it's like, can I trust, or what's going on, or like you're in your head, you're not feeling confident in yourself, you're not feeling connected to yourself or to your center in that space. That is going to shift. You're in a space of purification, and balance is going to come. There might be like two love interests or two men, or it's one person, but it's showing this space. Hi, Kelsey. It's good to have you. And yes, we've got a bunch of people in front of you, but I think right now there's still space for you. And same for you, Tamar. And then maybe we'll hold it at Tamar. Yep, Tosh, I see you. Okay. And so we had the King of Cups, right? Which is like there's this love or there's this man. And at times it's like, you're like, what do I do with it? How do I do with it? And part of the message I'm getting for you, Kriti, is that it's hard for you to receive. It's really hard for you to take in and receive this energy and to allow yourself to be cared for. And then you can get in the head and then you're like, oh, can I trust? And what do I do? Takes you out of the experience of your body. You can't trust your intuition. You feel stuck a little bit. And then we have the King of Wands, which is also in reverse. And it's like, can you trust him? Do you trust that bigger picture and that bigger space? And know that balance is coming. You're in this uncertainty right now for a reason. There's a purification happening. Balance is coming. More trust is coming. Things are going to become clear. And at the same time, there's going to be honesty and an honest exchange. If you're like, there's no men in your life, it's just a situation that's pulling you out of your body, situation that's affecting you emotionally and creatively as well. And then the Three of Swords is allowing, in reverse, is saying a lot of the pain and the distrust is going to move. And with that, good luck, good fortune, romance. So just know all good things. So just know that you're in it right now. Trust in the process and know that within, again, probably the next 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks, there is going to be a big shift for you and a lot more peace and balance. So beautiful. So I'm gonna do Elena next in Italy, and then we're gonna work with Pina next after her. Pina, where are you coming from? Let me know. And just gonna actually go through and just go through the order, and we might limit questions after this one. So we've got Elena next, then Pina, and then Shazzy, and then Adeline, and then Tosh, and then Shanji, and then Ignite Soul, and then Kelsey, and then Tamar. So that's where we're at, okay? And I think we're going to stop questions for that today. Feel free to like and follow my page if you haven't already. I'm here every Tuesday at 2. And I'm going to invite these cards to speak for Michelle's feelings towards Elena. So I'm curious. Let's see what the cards say, Elena, but has he reached out to you? Or is he still holding back? Beautiful. Love seeing people from France. Beautiful. Yeah. Beautiful. So things are are good. There's still romance, attraction, energy there, but he's still moving through a lot. And so know this. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. So there's a couple things. I'm going to start with the best card of it. There's the Magician. So new beginnings, creativity, fullness, power. He's going to come to you when he's in his full power and when this energy is going to flow. But he's moving through some stuff. So know that things are not going to be super clear for you right away, in the sense of your own experience. We also have the Wheel of Fortune. It's in reverse. Now, when Wheel of Fortune, this is the first card, is in reverse, still very positive. It just means sort of a lack of clarity or a lack of flow. Things can't necessarily be super clear right away. No, it's part of the karmic wheel and things will come to clarity, but there's still this in between. And the reason why I'm thinking he's not going to be so clear is because we have the Nine of Swords and the Moon. Now, the Nine of Swords is not saying that that he doesn't like you or anything like that. He very clearly does. I felt the energy of this connection from the beginning, but you might worry because he's not going to have clarity, because the Moon is this idea that he has where he's still sorting out. I wouldn't even say his feelings. He's sorting out the energy, and he's got a lot of stuff that he's sort of processing and moving through that needs to become clear until he can show up as the Magician and in this space, okay, in this place. And so know that this is just you're like processing his own confusion and his own stuff. His confusion is not about his feelings for you. The Wheel of Fortune still speaks of that love, of that feelings, of that energy. It's more the processing that he's doing before he can show up. And believe me, you want him to show up in his full power before he's ready to really like commit or be there in the full way. And he will. That's my sense. And even though the cards didn't say today, oh, he will. The Magician is him showing up. Okay. So beautiful. Well, it's wonderful to have you with us, Pina. I think your question, let me just go back to it. So, okay. So what does who feel for you? Tell me, or just your love interest. What is the energy of your love interest? And what does he feel for you? Okay, I'm just going to take a moment and pause. Yeah, it's my pleasure, Elena. Just take a moment. Okay. And so Pina's love interest, what does it feel for her? Where are you traveling? Oh, I don't know if I need to pull more cards. Oh, I'm going to because it's another major arcana. Okay, you've got two major arcana. I'm going to leave it there. The world. So fullness, likes you. It's like just trust in the presence, trust in that energy. This is big stuff. And this relationship or this love interest actually has the potential to release you from bondage. So you're being asked to trust here, devil in reverse. It means sometimes like there's a lot of passion and sometimes like you're like, what the heck, what's going on? But this relationship or this love interest is here to release you from your patterns, to release you from bondage, to give you the freedom to both be yourself and to step into that and stand in that power. And it really is, yeah. So that hot and cold, right? Know that that's okay. Don't get locked up in it and don't think that means he doesn't like you. He does. It's more about you coming into a space of your own worth and your own resonance. And this is a very unique relationship because it's about allowing you and himself to be himself and trust in the fullness of it. So try not to get in your head around it. I think the next card I picked was movement, right? So there's been a lot of like, sort of like, not stagnancy, so slowly. No, world it's the last card in the deck, and it can mean new beginnings, but it's not like death where it's like the end. The world is actually a fullness. It's a vibrancy. It's like all good things. It's sort of like a wholeness, good fortune. That's the way I read it. I'm in this situation and in this place. If it were death or followed by a card like that, perhaps, but it's more like this offers you an opportunity to release yourself from the bondage of your own patterns, your own fears, your own attachments. Instead of just like opening and honoring all that you are and all that is potentially there. Okay. So beautiful. So that's what came through. Thanks for coming, and I hope it made sense. And I'm just going to go through and see who's next. Okay. So that was Pina. So Shazzy, are you still here? If you're here, let me know. Other ways, I will wait to do your reading. And then we have Tosh, and then we have Adeline, and then we have Sean G, and then Ignite Soul, and Kelsey and Tamar. It's my pleasure. Okay, so let me go back up because I always forget even after I read it. Okay, so we have Shazzy and then Tosh. Tosh, are you still here? Perfect. Shazzy's next. Okay, so Shazzy's question was about Pete the paramedic. I love this. My ex-partner was Pete. And will you see Pete again? Okay, and Shazzy, if I remember, you're from Australia. Okay, and Tosh, you're next. Okay, and Lizzie, hi. I'll try and get to your question, but we have quite a few, and I usually try and finish around 3. So if you stick around and I finish everything, I will let you know. But sometimes it's like 3:10. Okay, feel free to like and follow my page. And yeah, Shazzy, I'm getting the energy to pick an Ascended Masters card for you first. So Pete the paramedic. I'm getting a big smile. Right. So the first card, now don't listen to the words on this. It's Let It Go, Kuan Yin. So this card is all about surrendering it to the universe. So don't make it happen and don't force it to happen. We will pick a few more cards, but you will see him in the direct and divine timing. You can pray to divine feminine or Kuan Yin and be like, oh, bring me that man, right? Let me see him. But it's not about you like contriving it or setting something up. It will happen organically and on its own. So I'm just going to pull a few more cards. Hey. Ah, don't want to laugh. Yeah, so yeah, you are going to see him again. Oh my God, the world has come up so much today. So the number 2 is right now you feel blindfolded. It's not about you figuring it out. I love it. Like it's like I can't see. I don't know what's going to happen. Like, and then there's the heart that's like I really want to see him, right? And yet it's like feeling like you're held in space. And so again, like trusting in the universal flow, we got strength. You know, think about Pete, like have some fun dreams about him. Like think about what you might want, but don't force it. Allow yourself to be that radiance and that light and that beauty and really open into the power of your own heart, and the world will bring it to you in the perfect time. Again, the world, like it's like fullness. Not completion in the sense of like, oh, it's over, but like, yeah, all is well. Things are well. And it will bring it into alignment and bring him into alignment in that space. So yeah, you'll see Pete. It's really about you allowing it. The message I get or the image I get for you is like, just like where do you find that juiciness in yourself, right? And where do you find that space where your heart shines? And do that, bring in that awareness of that. And you can have some fun like thinking about Pete too, and like allow that to charge you up. But don't try to force yourself like, oh, he might be here, or that ambulance him. It will happen organically and in that space and in right timing. So very exciting. So I love that. I'm glad we were able to get to your answer today. Okay, and so Tosh, you were next, and your question was, let me just go back to it. Does your girlfriend still love you, Ashrita, that's a beautiful name, and return back to you from New Zealand? Okay, and where are you from, Tosh? Okay, and you're from Fiji. Oh, I would love to go to Fiji. Okay. I'm going to pull an Ascended Master card for you. I'm excited for you, Shazzy. Feel free to like and follow my page if you haven't already. I'm here every Tuesday at 2, and I do try to put some updates up throughout the week. Okay. So this is for Tosh around the energy of Ashrita. So I do see that there is definitely still that love there. We've got the energy of fertility, which is Pan, the god Pan. And this is the energy of like fertility, blossoming romance, space. So that connection and that love is there. There is a flow there. There is a deeper connection there. We'll see if she returns back. My sense is from that card is that there's potential there. Hey Nettie, it's good to see you. I'm not sure if we're gonna have time for your reading today. I've got a big list still, and I like to end around 3-ish, 3:10. So if you want to hang out, yeah, I'll read for you, but I might not get to you today. So our last confirmed one today is going to be, hold on one second, is Tamar, and it just depends on that timing, okay? So what does Ashrita need to know? Feel free to like my page. You can join in next Tuesday at 2. Okay. And beautiful. What does Tosh need to know about Ashrita? Will she come back to visit? Hmm. So it's going to take some time. There might be some visiting. There will be some movement. I'm just going to, again, there's lots of cards. I'm going to read them quick. There's lots of energy right now. She's not going to be able to come back right away and to visit. It might happen, but it's going to be a little while. And that feels hard, right? So number one, the strength in reverse is like, it's not just this gentle, easy flow of spirit. I think it's really important without being forceful that you let her know how you feel and just let her know that you love her, but then give it that space and that energy to flow. But she's going through a lot, like, right? There's that desire to come back and visit. There's that desire to flow, but it's not that easy for her. We've got the sun in reverse, which doesn't mean not good things, but it means that there's a holding up. There's a space of pause before the sun can shine. And we can look at it even in the southern hemisphere, right? There's still winter and energy there. And then the Queen of Wands in reverse, where it's like trying to like get that energy to move and to flow. And it's out of her hands right now. Maybe she doesn't have the money. Maybe she's not able to move or to go or to move forward. But there is still love there. There is still energy there. And there is a chance that there might be her coming back, but it's going to take some time. So be patient and give it space. You may even have to, and I know this might like, you might be like, how does this even happen? Because I know visas are very hard to get in Australia, but it might be or New Zealand, but it might be something where you might end up actually going to visit her or making a movement in that way, because there is a coming down off the mountain with the Hermit in reverse. There is a movement down into that space and flow, but it's going to be some time. It's not going to be in the next month or two. And she might come visit you, right? But I think there's some action you're going to take. And it's important for you to speak your truth and again, like let her know what you desire or where you're at, but then to give her that time and space to work through what she needs to work through. And then things can blossom and flow. And so it's a lot about like letting go and sort of surrendering, but trusting in the love that's there and giving it the time before things can be clear. Okay, beautiful. Yeah, so I think it's great to continue to reach out, but also to give her that space, okay? Once you do, or and if you don't reach out, if you are not able to contact her, just give her space and trust in that process, okay? So beautiful. So the next question after Tosh was Adeline. I'm trusting that Adeline was still here. And just a general reading for Adeline. So beautiful to see you, sweetheart. I'm going to start by pulling Ascended Master card for Adeline. Seeing your beautiful smile. Ah, purification. I'm sure that's just what you wanted to hear, right? A time of purification, but with the energy of white Tara and the energy of bringing a gentle flow and light and love back in, love from spirit, right? So know that there is movement for you. Like us all, as you know, we've been in a period of intense purification. This is more gentle. Call in the energy of the Divine Mother and the goddesses for support. And I think that like the higher energies, not just the earth and the elemental energies, calling that energy in for more flow. And knowing that there is some gentle purification still moving for you and happening. Perhaps working with white light would also be helpful for you. Okay, and then general reading for Adeline, romance, love, just general in general life. Okay. Aww. Okay, good. Okay, so this purification, okay, I'm going to just leave it there because there's major arcanas that on either side. So this purification, so right now, like you're feeling a little bit stagnant, a little bit stuck. There's energy where it's like, you're like, I thought was maybe going to move for me. And it's like Empress in reverse. It's like, no, like, where is it? Or again, that love interest might be feeling sticky, the one that we spoke about. Know that if it's the right one, there will be clarity. And some of the stagnancy on the creative level and emotional romance level is part of this purification process. There's a little bit more that's wanting to move. It will end. We've got the Seven of Cups in reverse. So there's going to be like a coming into reality and a grounding energies into earth. Again, for some reason for you, I'm seeing higher energies coming in more than just elemental energies. I know they're very high energies as well, but energies from spirit, heaven, and opening into your power of the high priestess. There might be an awakening or a shift for you where you come into deeper connection with your intuition, a deeper sense of self, and where you're radiating this beautiful and pure light that Tara is bringing in for you. And from there, like all will be attracted, all become clear. But right now, it's like, don't like hold on to the stagnancy, like don't worry about it. Give it a chance to move, knowing that's going to allow things to ground into reality. Perhaps romance, it might still take a little bit of time, but definitely bringing you into deeper connection to heart and spirit. So it's a very powerful time for you. I see this all happening before equinox, so within the next month. Okay. So I hope that made sense. Sean G, please let me know if you're here. Ignite Soul, please let me know if you're here. Hi, Damini. We're just finishing right now, and I've got like 3 people waiting. And I've got 4 people that I'm already reading for. So there's probably not time today, but I'll be here next week at 2. Okay, and let me know. Feel free to wait around just in case some of the people aren't here. So Sean and Ignite, are you here? Tamer, are you here? Kelsey, are you here? Okay, Kelsey's here. We're gonna go with Kelsey next. Okay. And everyone else, if I called your name, let me know. Okay, hold on one second. So Kelsey, hi, where are you from in Canada? I used to live in the Vancouver Island, British Columbia. I'm coming live from Nashville, Tennessee now. What are SM's feelings for you? Okay, what are SM's feelings for you? Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. Hey, Lexi, we're finishing up today, and unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to have time for any more readings, but I'll be here at 2, next Tuesday at 2. Okay, beautiful. Beautiful. And so Kelsey, I'm sorry, I'm just going to go back to your question. I want to stay grounded. Yeah, Damini, I'll do my best, but it's already 3:03, so I'm not sure. We'll see. Okay, so Kelsey from Canada, SM. Okay. Yeah, it's good to see you, Lexi. Love you. Okay. So my sense is, how do I say this? There's still some energy there. There's still going to be some connection or flow there for you, Kelsey. I don't know how to describe it more than that. So the first card that came up is the Seven of Wands in reverse, and there's sort of like a bracing. And my sense is like, so when I saw this, the word is like he's processing something or he's moving through something, and not that he's like afraid of you, but like emotionally, like he doesn't know what to do, and he's like, what do I do? And like, so when he feels into you and feels your energy, like he's got to sort through his feelings first, right? There's energy there. Now he's not like scared of you or like wanting to run away from you, although it feels like it from your perspective. I'm sure it feels like that, but it's more like, wait, I've got to figure out my stuff. Like I'm on top of the mountain right now. Like, let me have space. Let me figure out my stuff. And then we've got the hermit in reverse. And that hermit in reverse is like, then he's going to be able to come down on the mount off the mountain. There's a sense of like, he's been hiding, right? Like he's like, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to do this. I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to go into any of this stuff. And he's got to sort of process it and move through his space. And then he's going to come down and there's going to be a chance for reconnection. This reconnection may not be on a love level. It might be, but there's a sense that it is going to be more of like, okay, we can talk, we can be reasonable, maybe we can be friends, right? Ace of Pentacles, like a stronger foundation, a different foundation, a new beginning going forward. If there's things that were unfinished, being able to clear that up and being able to move slowly forward from there. Potentially blossoming into love, not necessarily. But right now, he's sort of in a space of a little bit overwhelmed and a movement of processing through his stuff. Know that when he does that, he might reach out and you might hear from him. That could even be in the next week or two. And then there might be more clarity on that level and in that space. Okay. Okay, I hope that made sense. Okay, I'm going to do one more question as these other two people weren't there. So we have I'm just checking in again. Tamer, Sean G, Ignite Soul. Tamer, Sean G, Ignite Soul. Are any of you here? Okay, and then if not, how about Lizzie? Lizzie from Estonia, are you here? Okay, Sean G is here. Yeah, it's okay. So Sean G, you are the last question unless Tamer is there. Lizzie, we'll see what time it is. Okay, so Sean G, let me go back to the question. And Sean G, where are you coming to us live from? Okay. Working with some people to get a sponsorship for your arts program. I want to ask where the progress is with them and finding your sponsors. Beautiful. New York City. Awesome. Okay. Ignite Soul's here too. Okay. We're going to go ahead and do Ignite Soul and Sean G. So Lizzie, I'm not sure I'll check in, but we're already a little bit over time. So let's take a moment. So Sean G, arts program and sponsorship. Where are they in that space? No, it's stagnant right now. Okay, but there will be movement. You will get it. And with that, there will be release from bondage. And then it's still going to take more time. So the first card that comes up is Four of Pentacles. It's like, oh my God, people are holding on to money. They're not giving it. Like things are slow, things are stagnant, but you will get a message soon. So it's like, I would say next 3 weeks, even 2 to 3 weeks, there is going to be movement. There's going to be an offering. There's going to be flow coming through and coming for you. And that is going to release you from the space of the in-between you're in. And there's going to be a shift and an energy and a flow. But then we have the Magician in reverse. And the Magician in reverse means, but it still might be slow. So that might mean that the money is slow in coming. It might mean you only get little bits at a time. It might mean that you're like, oh, now I've got energy and I'm ready to go. Oh my God, where's my creative energy and where's that flow and what do I do, right? Magician in reverse doesn't mean that there won't be flow for you. It just means, again, things might be held up a bit for you. And I'm just trying to see. The next card was Judgment. And don't worry and don't get stuck in it because you'll just flow through it and there's going to be a lot of support for you. So I would say the next 3 weeks you might hear something, but right now in this moment, it's pretty stagnant. Okay. And so next we're going, and it's great to have you join from New York City. I'd love to see you anytime. For those of you that are here, I've got, I think, one more question. I might do one more after it, and that would be Lizzie. Ignite Soul is next, but feel free to like my page, to follow me. Yeah, I've got you, Ignite. You're next. And I'm here every Tuesday at 2, and I do my best to get to as many people as possible. Okay. with keeping the clarity and the grace. So ignite soul. From India, is your energy cleared from your ex and your aura? So your aura feels very clear, actually. I'm going to just see if there's anything else that needs to come through from the cards. There might be a little bit of the X resonating out on the outside edges of it. So what comes to me is doing some breath work or pranayama, drawing that energy in through your heart and in through your belly, through the central channel, and then allowing it to expand like a white or golden light so that you can feel your radiance, your brightness, and your power. And allowing that light to move from Sushumna Nadi, or your central channel would be Sushumna Nadi, and allowing that to just flow. It does not feel super sticky, and it doesn't feel that it's like held into a place of stuckness. Okay. And I'm just going to see if there's anything that the cards want to bring forth. Actually, I'm getting the feeling to work with an Ascended Master card. Okay. So know that she might be feeling, you might be feeling the energy. We've got, see the other person's point of view, Avalokitesvara. So just know that some of what you're feeling or some of the energy that you're feeling is because she's put a lot of stuff on you, or there's been a lot of stuff that's been put on you. I'm saying she, it might be a he. And to know that like one of the ways that you can clear and have that space other than the breath work that I think would be very, very helpful is to also just see that they're in pain and suffering, and perhaps asking and opening the energy forward. Yeah. No, I don't see his energy too much. It's really about time for you to let go of those other readings and to stand firm in your power and your radiance. I'll pull two more and just see what other cards come. Because then I also see come out of the closet, right? And coming out of the closet is saying like, own it, like own your truth. Don't hold back, and don't hold yourself into a space of what other people say or feel. Maybe some gratitude to your ex, or a releasing, a cord cutting. I don't think I have a cord cutting on my channel, but you could work with the rose meditation or the Wei Chi fields. Yeah. No, I feel very clearly all I'm getting for you here when I pull these cards are Pentacles cards. And so these Pentacle cards, right? Like, and then we do have the Chariot in reverse, but this is more around work. It's more about feeling stuck in the physical body. I think on the level of the aura and the space of the aura, it's really about you doing what you can to move the energy out through your field, sending compassion or grace, and creating the boundaries energetically for you and not letting it hold you back. So stepping forward, stepping out, trusting in your power, your spirit, and your flow. Okay. So I don't get that it's not like deeply embedded in, right? That's my sense and my feeling. Okay. And so any other questions? Lizzie, just since you've here and you're waiting, I'll do your question and then we're done for the day. So your question, Lizzie, is when does your situation get better? Okay. And so Lizzie, are you still here? I know, I'm sorry, Damini. I've been going for an hour and 15 minutes though. Okay. Lizzie might not be here. Are you here, Lizzie? But we still had more people in front of you, Damini. Okay, yeah, Lizzie's here. So when does Lizzie's situation get better? Lizzie from Estonia. It's going to be a little bit of time, Lizzie. You're in a period right now where things are hard. There's been a shift where something's been taken away from you. There's some stagnancy or hard energy around you. Okay, it will shift though. So know that it will shift, but there's time to go. So your thing right now is to do. So we got the Knight of Swords in reverse. So this is like either the stagnancy or the energy that's been shifted and sort of torn away from you. And then we have the Four of Cups, which means it's like you're ready. It's like, when are things going to get better? When are things going to get easier? And so bringing awareness to what's going on that's good for you, even if it's just the breath, even if it's just the fact that you're here, because there's a part of you that is like waiting for the next shoe to drop. It's like, I can't trust. I don't know what's happening. Why do things feel so hard? Especially if there is a person in particular or an energy or something that's happening in particular that you don't trust. It's like you're on your guard and there's like your nervous system's like, I can't deal with it. And it feels overwhelming. It's the sun in reverse. It's like, I can't rest. I can't relax. I can't restore. And so my sense is this is going to continue for a little bit. Not that you can't restore or rest, but that things are going to be sort of heavy and held, right, for a little bit. There's still this space you're going through. So then I asked the question, like, what does Lizzie most need to know? Or what does Lizzie most need to know? And I got the 10 of Pentacles. And the 10 of Pentacles truly is this fullness and this radiance. Things will be okay. There's going to be stability. There's going to be financial stability. There's going to be family connection. There's going to be and family can be blood family or friend family. It doesn't necessarily have to mean blood family, but there's going to be community. Things are going to be together and it's going to be fine. So trust in that, but know that you're in a period right now where things just feel hard and it's going to take a little bit of time. I don't want to put a time limit on it, but I think, definitely for the next couple weeks, it's like where can you find the beauty in what is? Where can you find the beauty in this space? And know things will get better. You're just in it right now. I don't see things getting worse for you. I don't see everything that you're on guard for. I don't see new stuff coming at you. It's more a digestion of what's already there. Okay. So thanks everyone for joining in. I'm so sorry if I didn't get to your question today. I'm here every Tuesday at 2. And feel free to follow my page. Oh yeah, Tamara, I called you a couple times. I will do your session, but you weren't here. But because I told you I'd do it, I will do it. And just know that I do call out throughout the reading and go from there. So hold on one second. And then this is the absolute last, just because I said I would do it. Okay, new house. Okay. I know you're here now, but I usually like to finish at 3. So I will do this. But if you're ever for anyone who's ever in my session, just, make sure you sort of keep it on in the background or something, because I do call out to people and let them know. Okay. So when will Tamara buy a house? And where are you from, Tamara? Okay. So it's going to be a little while for you to follow to buy a house. Okay, and there's something that has to happen first. So know that there is like sort of a stagnancy or an energy right now. There's things shifting. There might even be a relationship shifting or something happening in your life, a loss of a job or a loss of a friendship. There's something that has to shift and change. There's something that wants to move. We've got the 10 of Swords. I know it's scary, but something needs to get out of the way before you can move forward and before the support will be there for you to buy the house. It's not too far in coming, but what is it that you're holding on to that needs to be released before you can move forward? It's like once that happens, hi Pooja, I'm already done with my questions. This is the last question for today. I will be here at 2 next Tuesday. And then the Knight of Wands in reverse is once this sort of death or the shift happens, there will be a sense of like not knowing where to go or not knowing what's going to happen when things will move. Like it's going to be a little bit of confusion, right? You have to move through the process. But then we have the King of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles. And so either something is going to happen where you're either going to meet a man or this man is going to come into your life. He might already be there if you're already married and be in that space. but there is going to be a connection where you're going to be honored as the queen and you're going to be able to then purchase the house then. It could also be a helper from another space, a boss, a friend, an uncle, something like that. And it's only when that happens that you're going to have the energy. So there is a dying or a something. Yes, I bet you're stressed out. Trust in the process. And I know this card is scary. I know this card, 10 of Swords, is very scary to see. It's not as scary. It doesn't mean like a physical death, but there's something that needs to be let go of before the help and the support can come in. And it is in the process now. That king and queen were not too far away. I would say definitely within the next 6 months, there will be a shift, maybe even 3 months. Okay. So sending so much love to you all. Thank you so much for joining in. I'll be here next Tuesday at 2. I am so sorry for those of you whose questions I didn't get in. And yeah, please, namaste, puja. And please feel free to follow my page. And I appreciate all your support and sending you all so much love. Namaste. Bye.